Good afternoon. A bit later than I'd intended to be, but here we are. Had a busy class this morning, so I've been home, got my lunch, packed things away, sorted some things out. So hopefully we're ready to play. So without further ado, let me introduce myself. My name is Helen Jennings. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based here in the UK. And this is my website, Love-a-Duckie.co.uk, and that's where you'll find all my blog posts, links to shops, links to downloads, links to retired items, links to classes. It all goes on over there on my website, so do head on over there and check that out. Classes and things that we've got coming up. Let's add this one in first. So we've had our monthly card club this morning for February. So the next monthly card club is now in March, 6th of March, and we're going to be using the Friends of the Ocean suite for that class. And we create 5 cards of different levels of difficulty, all using a kit of product that you get, and you get to create your 5 cards and get lots to take home with you to continue playing with. So that's always good fun. Next weekend, so not this weekend, but next weekend, we have our Flora Delight Stamp Camp. That's always great fun. So we're looking forward to that. So that is 13 demonstrators from around the world, self included, and we collaborate to put together this stamp camp using this time the Flora Delight Suite. So that's good fun. Next Friday is Technique Class Day, and we're going to be exploring some uses with the hybrid embossing folders, and there's a few available now. Some of them are on last chance, but there's still a few available for you to play with, and there's even one that the stamp set is part of the latest celebration offering, and the embossing folder you can buy separately or you can buy the two as a bundle. So we're going to have some fun with those hybrid embossing folders next week. And then the following week is our monthly stamp stack class. We're going to be using the For the Books bundle, and then we shall see March in with a Saturday Stampers, which is an all-day event. And we're going to be creating some birthday cards for all ages and all sorts of people. So we're going to be having fun with that on the Saturday Stampers. So that's all coming up in terms of classes. Some of those are available through the post. And where I can, I do put the tutorials up for sale afterwards. So if you're not here in the UK or not locally, and that is an option, then do look out for those. Do head over to our website and see which ones are available. We are in the middle of celebration, where whether you shop, host, or join the family, you're going to get some wonderful freebies. So any order of £55 or more, you're going to get to choose a fabulous item from the celebration, either catalogue or the extended list that has been released at the beginning of the month, to include some stamps and punches and variety of things from either the annual or indeed the mini catalogue. So well worth checking those out. So yeah, if you host an event, you can get some extra stamping rewards if you host an event. And if you join the Stamping Up family, then there's 2 offers. You either get to choose 2 packs of the Stampin' Right markers plus a stamp set to go with it, which is a fabulous value. So you pay £99, you choose £130 worth of product, and then on top of that, you get your 20 markers and a stamp set. Or you can opt to just have £160 worth of product of your choice, rather than 130 plus the markers. If you've already got all the markers and you just want extra product, that is also an option. So lots of exciting things happening, well worth checking out. But for now, let me bring in my downward facing camera in, just check that, find that. One of the blog hops I've got coming up is a blog hop to case the catalogue. So I thought that would be quite a fun thing to do. I've sort of spotted a project that I'm going to case, and I thought, well, let's have a play with it on our live today. So let me bring in my downward facing camera, and I have the mini catalogue in front of me. So I'm going to case the mini catalogue. Case, if you don't know what case stands for, it's could be copy and share everything. There's various sort of different versions of that. But the general idea is that you can look at a project, either one in the catalogue or one that somebody else has made, and you can copy it. You don't necessarily have to use the same colours, the same products. You can tweak it, you can make it your own, but take some inspiration from the catalogue and use that as your jumping off point for what you're going to create. So I thought we would take this little card here with these crabs on. This is a fabulous suite, really bright and beautiful. And we'd take that as our starting point, and we would indeed have some fun with some of these papers and things. There's the Ocean's Friends stamp set. You've got some two-step stamps here. You've got a crab and you've got a lobster. You've got some sort of seaweed and things, some bubbles, and a few nice little sentiments in there. You have some dies that go with this suite, that I'm sure I dug out somewhere. So I've got two things going on here. I thought I'd dug out those dies. Let me just check whether I did. They're not still here, are they? No, I definitely dug those dies out. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? I dug the dies out, can't find them. Where have you gone? There for now. I want that. Well, that's most bizarre. Or did I just look at them and not actually dig them out? I thought I had. No, I definitely did somewhere. Well, we'll keep looking for those. We'll keep our eyes open. They will no doubt come to life. Here they are, down here. I've got them. Right. And breathe. It's been one of those days today. Forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. So we've got this lovely stamp set. We've got the dies that's got this big sort of seaweed die. You've got your dies to cut out your crab and your lobster image. Got some little starfish. Again, you've got some seaweedy bits. And you've got this nice wavy border, which we are going to be digging into. And then there's a pack of really bright, bold coloured papers. So with all these, you tend to think of sea sort of life products being blues and greens, but these are pinks and oranges, coastal cabana, lemon lime twist. They're really bright, summery colours. They're beautiful colours, beautiful papers. So let's have a look at this little card then. There's various cards and things on here, but this one here has got these 4 crabs, and those crabs have been cut using the die and this piece of DSP just here. So you can see you've got this crab that's sort of a pale pumpkin pie with peachy sort of pinky bits on its back. You've got one that's pink on pink. You've got one that's sort of slightly pinky background with pumpkin pie on, and then this one is a pink one with like orange markings on. So I don't know if you can see the difference in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 crabs there, all just slightly different colorways. So we're going to need to cut those out. So I think I'm going to take some scissors. And let's just come up here. I've not actually looked. I have got access to a sort of recipe card for this card. See if they've done anything particular with it or what products they've used with it. So I've not looked that up. I'm just going with what we've got here. I'm going to die cut those 4 crabs. Got an itchy finger for some reason. Let's put those big scissors away. Let's line that up. Obviously, we could have been stamping these ourselves. On this occasion, we're going to make the most of the hard work that Stampin' Up have done for us. Die cutting machine. Stay, little crab. Don't wiggle. Right. One crab. There he is. And then we'll go for a pink one. Here comes number 2. Oh, I have to swing this round this way because I keep knocking things at the back there. A pink crab. Here comes number 3 crab. Just move my mug out the way so I don't knock that off the edge. And then last, but by no means least, number 4 crab. Oh, that's wiggled. out the way. So here we have 4 little die cut crabs. Now I'm going to choose the same paper that they used in the catalogue, which is this sort of ombre design here, and they've cut their piece so that it sort of hits sort of paler going into the pale orange. I'm going to turn it round that way. But I'm actually going to create a DL size card, sort of slimline type card. So I know that the sides of these cards vary depending on where in the world you are. For me, I have cut, it's a piece of 21 centimetres wide. I've cut it to 20 centimetres and scored it at 10. And that will then fit into a DL envelope. So I'm going to cut a piece of card that is, I'm going to make it 9.5 centimetres wide, and then I'm going to want it to be 20.5 centimetres long, which is 10 centimetres off the length of this piece of paper, because 12 by 12 paper is 30.5 centimetres. So I'm going to take, in that case, 5 centimetres from the top and 5 centimetres from the bottom, and that will give me the sort of slightly paler ombre section in the centre, just there. Go in to my paper. I'm going to fetch another pack. So this is the point at which I'm going to do something slightly different from the card. I'm going to take this DSP here, and I'm going to cut this 10 centimetres wide by 21. This will completely cover the front of our card base. Let's stick that in place on the front of our card base. Put some Tombow on the back there. Glue is really useful when you're doing something like this, because you may well want to wiggle it backwards and forwards just a little bit. Make sure you're covering all of the front. There we go. Now I'm going to take this border piece just here, and we're going to look at the cutting line, and the cutting line is this sort of raised piece just here. So this is the piece that, as we run it through the machine, is going to cut. So I'm going to position that so it is sitting on the edge of this paper. Move our little crabs out the way for a minute. Bring our machine back in. now a plate missing. Where's that? The borrowers are out in force today. Can't be far away because we've just had it. This is where you feel as if you're probably staring at it somewhere. Just not sure where. Well, how bizarre. I do have a plate down here that's a bit tatty, but it will do the job until the time that the other one comes to life. Right, I'm going to lay that on there, along that edge. Let me just find some tape. I'm just using up some old washi tape here. It is very good for holding down your dies because it is very low tack. That just there, and that's just there. Oh, you little monkey. And then let's run that through. To bring it down, lift this up, and then let's bring it down a bit further. Nest that in there, and then we'll do the bottom part. If this had just been a standard card length, it would have cut it all, but because we're going that bit longer, we need to extend that die. So we have a wavy line down one side. Now we need a wavy line down the other. So cutting line is that where the waves are rather than the straight edge. So let's line the straight edge up with the edge of our piece of DSP. Run that through. Now I'm going to need to extend this bit. So again, let's line that up there. I'm going to just put my top plate on this piece just here. Cut that piece just there. Let's take that off. Shut this up. Just dig that a bit. There we go. So now we have our paper with its wiggly lines, and have our DSP with that checked effect just peeking out underneath. So I'm going to stick that in place. And let's make sure that's pretty even, like that. Now we have our crabs. So how they were laid out with the pink ones on the orangey bit of the paper and the orange ones on the pinky bit of the paper. Obviously my card is a bit longer than the one in the catalogue, but let's just add these bits in. One. We're just going to stretch them out a little bit further. And 2. And 1. And 2. Now the greetings on the card in the catalogue says thanks so much, but I'm going to go for the hello friend one. I'm going to have that coming across the centre here. Let's find ourselves a strip of basic whites and some pumpkin pie ink. Thought I'd lost my sentiment then. Definitely losing my marbles, I think. Trim this. That's my tea and coffee box that has just kamikazed off of the shelf at the back. We will investigate what damage has been done there. When we've finished our video. Right, we're going to bring in some dimensionals. across the centre here, making sure it's fairly evenly spaced either side. I'm going to add in, as part of this suite, they've got the most beautiful dots. They are the Sunny Day iridescent dots. They're just beautiful colours. We've got the pink, we've got the orange, got a few blue ones as well. Now let's have a look. I think we'll have a pink down there where it's orange and an orange where it's pink. And to bring in a bit of white thread as well. Okay, let's go for a double bow. So I've just folded that over in half and used the folded thread to make ourselves a bit of a bow. Oh. And we will just gently add that under there. It's a bit of glue dot. There we go. Add in a bit of twine as well. So, started with this card just here. So ours is a bit longer. Our crabs are a bit more stretched out. We've used patterned paper in the back here. We've added in some dots and some twine that weren't on the original. We've changed up our sentiment. So we've taken that as our starting point, but we have tweaked it to make the card our own. Right, we're going to do another one using the same card as our basis, but this time we're just going to make a standard size card, and instead of using the Oceans suite, we're going to use the Terrific Toadstools. So Terrific Toadstools is a stamp set just here, and a punch just here. And then part of the celebration offering is this gorgeous toadstool paper just here. So we're going to be using some of that, and it's got gorgeous bright prints, toadstools, stripes, spots, sort of little garden creatures. Really pretty. Like this one with the snails on. And the crisscrossy designs. Again, lots of really lovely bright colours. But I've picked out this paper here. So we're going sort of a bit fresh freesia. We're going to use that on our card front. I'm just going to get... shall I go... actually, use this paper with this green leafy sort of effect on the back there. So I'm going to completely cover the front of my card with green paper. Bring in our trimmer. So let's go. In half. It may be that we may need to trim it up a little bit, depending on whether our card base is spot on. You can, when you've made them yourself, there's always a slight margin of error. So let's take this paper. And let's cover the front of our card in green leaves. Now with this one, so the picture in the catalogue, this paper here goes edge to edge. We gave a slight border top and bottom for this one, but this one I am going to go edge to edge, and I want my stripes going across ways, and I'm going to make it a bit narrower so we've got a little bit more of that border showing. So rather than going, I'm going to make it 9 centimeters wide, and then we're going to cut our border. So there we go. But rather than making that, oh, we need to trim it this way as well. So standard card base is 14.85. Right, so this time, rather than getting a die, cutting a wavy border, I'm going to just tear down each side to make it a teary line. One side. Two sides. And we'll have that sitting on the front there. So we've got our stripy paper with a torn edge rather than a wavy border. So again, we're still keeping that original card in mind as we design this one. But we're just tweaking it a bit as we go. Right, let's have a think about some colours for our toadstools. We'll bring in some soft sea foam. I think we'll go Highland Heather so that it's slightly darker than our fresh freesia. Let's have some Pool Party. Let's have a little look, see where that takes us. Get some basic white card. Stand and card base there. Now, as you can see, I've not yet played with this stamp set. The punch will punch out a stem, and it will punch out this stamp just here and this stamp just here. There's other stamps there that you can sort of stamp out, but they would need to be fussy cut or stamped direct onto your project. Now, I think let us just try these top pieces. As the sun's going down, it's getting more and more chilly in here. I have got my heater on next to me. I'm going to shuffle it up a little bit so it's a bit nearer. Right, let's think. We'll have this one in Pool Party. Really? Whenever you stamp stamps for the first time, they sometimes need a bit of conditioning. That's better. So we've got a full hole. And then I think we'll do a big one in Highland Heather. And then we'll swap to the more pointy toadstool. And I think we'll do one of those in each colour as well. So let's do the Pool Party first. And then we'll do Highland Heather. So I'm going to take this little bit here that will give us our stem. I call them stems on toadstools. I'm not sure. And we will do this in sea foam. I'm just having a think as to whether I think I'll do them all in soft sea foam rather than introducing another colour. Bring in our punch. Let's put that into a strip and we can bring those in there. Line that up is one. Line that up with two. Oh, come here. Leaping onto the floor. And let's bring in these cap pieces. One. And then this one. Two. Now bring in my take and pick tool with the putty on it. Wiggle, wiggle. One. Out you come. Two. Just doing just slightly bit longer handle on it to wiggle it round. 3. And last, but by no means least, number 4. Right. We have a smaller one. Decisions. I might go 2 smaller ones at the top and 2 larger ones at the bottom. And then for our sentiment, we'll go with, we could have "You are magical" popping up to say hi. I think we'll go "You are magical." And we'll go for Old Olive, I think, because that is the colour that I pick up in the paper just there. Let's do another one, again, just because that was the first stamp with this particular stamp set. That's better, not quite so bobbly. Have a coming across there. Some dimensionals underneath this sentiment. some tombow on there, just to add that onto the end of that mushroom, toadstool, fungi. Just stick the bit on the end of there. And then this one, I'm going to use some dimensionals to raise it up. So again, slightly different from the card we're casing. All looked flat. They may not have been, but they looked it. I think we're going to need to trim you. Better. Come off. That's it. I'll have that one raised up a little bit. Stick that on there. Stay. And we'll stick this one on, and we'll have some dimensionals on this one. Not sure what happened to my little half a bit. Oh, there it is, my little half a bit of dimensional. See, can't find my plate for my die cutting machine. I can find half a mini dimensional. Just no rhyme nor reason. We'll have that toadstool standing up just there. Let's have a little look in our dots. Some of those look quite good, don't they? What are they? They were the rainbow adhesive backed dots. We could have a few of those. 1, 2. And let's have another one down here. If I want any twine or any ribbon. I think we will leave that one as it is. So, casing the catalogue. So we cased the mini catalogue. We found this card just here with the Ocean Friends of the Ocean suite. So this one is very similar. We've just made it longer. We've added in some twine. We've added in some of those gorgeous dots the Sunny Days iridescent dots. And then this one, we've taken that same idea. Instead of cutting a border, we've torn down the edges. We've added paper behind rather than coloured card. And rather than crabs, we've got sort of dancing toadstools. And again, with the sentiment across the middle. And we've just added in a few little pretties just because we can. So, as I've often said before, don't just think of your catalogue as something to shop from. Always remember that it is also designed to be a source of inspiration for your card making. So don't be frightened to do a bit of casing, a bit of copying and sharing, because that's what we're all about. Caring, sharing is caring. So yeah, don't be frightened to do a bit of caring and sharing with your card making. Right, let me find my cursor and I'll bring in my camera. Disappeared. Lost my cursor now. But yes, so lovely to be with you for a little while on this Thursday afternoon. And my plan is to be back again with you next week. In the meantime, if there is anything that I can help you with, please don't hesitate to reach out and get in touch with me. I'd be more than happy to help where I can. But have a really lovely rest of the evening and see you again next week.